today our cards are
What
action figure collector. It's like I try to smash action and figure together.
Take two. So we're action figure collector. So basically anyone who collects anything.
Really anything, yeah. People leaving small tips at restaurants.
Hate those people.
And the perfect alibi.
Oh, you know I've thought about this multiple times for my multiple crimes. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I hope so. I feel like I haven't gotten caught yet.
Yeah.
Is this table's real wood? Knock on it. Right. What do you want to start with?
We can start with the perfect alibi.
All right. So, you know that I do a lot of traveling for my job. And I happen to have like the Sirius XM radio.
Right.
So after a certain time, the headline news channel plays nothing but forensic files.
What?
Oh, yes. I know, because I am the creep who has listened to like hours straight of forensic files. So I feel like I could establish a perfect alibi by listening to how people got caught.
Exactly.
So I think you have to, one, make sure you have like multiple alibis basically lined up.
Exactly. Like you got to have all your ducks in the row.
Right.
Like everybody needs to see you.
Correct.
Or at least be on the same page.
Right. Well, I think the perfect alibi is one where they don't even know that they're an alibi, because then they can't question and or blackmail you later. Well, of course, because I go that route, because that is where my head would go. Be like, hold on. Why am I telling this? Because why? I need you to pay me. I have 3 kids and I have bills. So bills. I need some money. Yes. Like, so I think getting caught on like a camera someplace or altering like film to make sure you are caught on a camera. Like I'm like super like overthinking this stuff, because like I'm like, for real, like you need to loop that stuff in there.
Exactly.
Leaving like voicemails, dinging. Maybe you need a burner phone and your other phone needs to be like dinged and pinged somewhere. Someone needs to ride around with your phone and make a phone call.
Boom.
Man, I'm feeling like the more I say, like the more likely I am gonna get like hanged for like a crime that I legit actually didn't do, and this is going to end badly for me one day. Because I have like
video
too many things planned. Listen, it's all from forensic files. Promise. Wink.
Or the ID channel.
Right, the ID. Man, that thing is on my like.
It's on right now.
Well, I was gonna say it's on loop all the time. Yes. Like, I watched this one the other night where it was brand new, where they took like home videos though and kind of looped them in, and that piece.
I watched
Did you
the
watch
commercial
that one?
for it, but I haven't actually watched an episode.
On one hand, I struggled because it was like, all right, this is really interesting, but then on the other hand, I was like, man, someone is dead, and like I'm watching this, and I was like, and then I was like, I'm a little messed up like over this, like, because I don't know them, but like. I don't know. It gave me a weird feeling.
Home videos, it's like you kind of feel like you do, and then all of a sudden they're like, and they're dead. And
I know,
it's like,
and then I was like,
my God.
Now I'm so vested. Like, who did it? I'm looking at the killer in one of these videos, and I'm like, what are like? Because they built up the story, like, and we knew the girl was dead, but we didn't know who did it. Well, we knew who obviously didn't do it because like they were talking in the video, and they didn't have on Prison Orange. So that was a process of elimination. So ID channel, I need you to kind of maybe blur their faces out or something so I can make better guesses at the end. But other than that, I mean, it was interesting. I also think the perfect alibi, you have to wear gloves.
Exactly.
Like you cannot leave. Well, I guess that would be the perfect crime then. But you have to like kind of tie into each other.
Right. Yeah, you have to do it clean.
Right.
And get away clean.
Right. So maybe you should wear like a morph Halloween suit. Like, or a T-Rex suit.
You could have. What kind of crimes are you committing?
I don't know. Maybe a robbery.
Just gonna weirdly
a robbery in a T-Rex suit. Okay, so seriously, if you did rob someone in a T-Rex suit, like, how's that description gonna go? when you go to report that to police.
Right.
Excuse me, I need to report a robbery. And they're like, yeah, okay, tell me the description. So it was a T-Rex. Pardon me, come again. So I got robbed by a T-Rex. And then I'm pretty sure the police officer's just going to be like, how did that happen? They have small arms. And long legs.
You're like, ma'am, this is a closed case. You obviously did it.
Correct. This is not planned out well. Like, and you let a T-Rex rob you because why?
Oh, man, right.
With their little arms?
Suits stay fluffed.
Oh, there's like, so you know I have 2 of them, right? Why do I have 2?
Have you put one on yet?
Oh, of course. I wore one for Halloween last year.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how does it stay fluffy?
There's like a little motor with a blower in it or whatever.
Is it loud?
No. It's actually really kind of quiet. Oh. But so I wore it and I thought it was going to be like, I thought I was going to be able to like sit and hand out candy. Yeah, no. You can't do any of that because I tried to like sit in this thing and that was hilarious. I ended up like rolling around on the ground like a turtle. Like it was just ridiculous. And then I was like couldn't get up. I was like, all right, someone unzip it. I'm just done. I'm done. Like I lasted in that thing maybe like 7 minutes. So note to self, I didn't do the T-Rex robbery because I couldn't last in it long enough. But the one I had was kind of a knockoff because like I had to tuck it behind my ears to hold it up. Maybe if you were like bald, it would work. Yeah, I don't know because it kept like slipping down on my head, or you didn't need to see. Maybe,
yeah.
But then the second one I bought had like a clear panel where you could see.
They all had.
No, mine, if you look at the picture on like my Facebook, you can see it, but it doesn't have,
that clear panel.
No, it was like tucked behind. I don't know. Your head was like weird underneath their head. But I mean, it's a cool thing to have. I mean, everyone should have a T-Rex suit.
I think as a kid, you kind of figure out the perfect.
Oh, by all means.
You're trying to like either sneak out or do some shady shit. So you got to go up to the sibling you're close with and be like, yo, I was here last night, okay?
Well, that's where you perfect your blackmail skills.
That's true, too. It goes both ways, right?
Correct.
Because then the other sibling's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do for me? And it's like, well, what the fuck do you want?
Right. Or it starts really early where you try to throw your other sibling underneath the bus by throwing out, something that they did possibly. Right. Or just because you're upset with them. Like Vivica, did you ever hear about that one? When she was like 4 and tried to get Naomi because Naomi made her upset?
No.
So Vivica, when she was 4, Vivica could probably talk about the perfect alibi because she's shady. So Vivica, when she was 4, got a hand-me-down dresser. And one day I'm helping her take care of her clothes, and I look over at this dresser, and I see written in pencil Naomi's name on it. And I look at Vivica, and I know it's not Naomi's handwriting because Naomi at this point is 7. And the N is backwards. So I know Naomi knows how to write her name properly.
Perfect.
And I knew that it wasn't there the week before, which is when we had put the dresser in her bedroom.
Right.
So I look over at Vivica and I look at the clothes and I look at the dresser and I said, Vivica, do you have anything you want to tell me? Because now would be the time and you won't get in trouble for it. I look at the I look at the dresser, I look at Vivica, like, I look at look at it again, and she's like, nope, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not do nothing. I'm not saying nothing. And I was like, okay. I was like, are you sure? I was like, and she's got her little arms crossed because, she is not going down because she obviously feels like she has the perfect alibi for anything. So I was like, are you sure? I yet again look at the said graffiti, look at her, look at the graffiti, look at her again. I said, you sure? Because now is the time. And she's like, I not say nothing. I not do nothing. I not say nothing. And I was like, okay. Oh, I'm going to get your dad in here. And she was like, okay. I not do nothing. I don't care. And I was like, okay, you little snot nose. Brett, let me get her in here then. Because I get him in there. And I was like, this is your last chance. Are you sure? I was like, and I look at it again, and I look back at her, and I look at it again. Are you sure? And she was like, I not do nothing. And she's adamant. And I was like, all right. I was like, hey, I call him in here. And I was like, Vivica has something she wants to tell us. She's like, I not saying nothing. I was like, oh yeah, what is this? And I point to it, and she's like, that not say me. That says Naomi. And I said, oh yeah, well I know you did it. And she's like, nah, it says Naomi. And I said, yeah, well the N is backwards. And she was like, and then she just broke down in tears because she knew she got busted. I was like, yeah, no, you cannot frame your, like, but she really thought she was going to get away with it.
Oh man, that's like perfect. You do learn it when you're young.
Yeah. I mean, like, 4. Diabolical little criminal. I mean, 4 years old over here trying to frame her sister, I guess. And I asked her why she did it. She was like, well, she made me mad because she wouldn't let me play with a toy. So she went in there and tried to frame her for some graffiti because she didn't get her way. 4.
Got a little mini psycho.
Oh.
Got a mini you.
Oh, poor little Vivica over here framing people. Well, I tell you what, she's learned now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's learned now because they do all sorts of chores for her sometimes. And I'm like, why are we still doing things for Vivica? Oh, well, she just needs help. And I'm like, there must be something else. Exactly. But you know what? I don't really care because something's getting clean.
It gets done.
So, I mean, at this point, I figure I'll find out later. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm sorry. You decided you wanted to dust? All right. Well, I don't really care what she did at this point. Someone's dusting. Works for me.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, she's perfected, apparently, the perfect alibi.
Oh, man, we got to ask her about it.
Which she probably can give us tips. I mean, maybe I should ask her because she's far better than me, apparently. I mean.
She has her older siblings working for her.
I think people need to get the perfect alibi, too, when they call out sick for work. Mm-hmm. And then they aren't sick. And then they post it on, Facebook or...
You have your fucking work friends on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, you dumbasses.
So, sometimes I go into high schools and I talk to them about like employability and pieces like that. That was one of the big pieces I have to bring up to them all the time. I'm like, listen, if you need a sick day, in quotes, I was like, don't be sick on your social media the same day. And I was like, and don't think you're safe 2 weeks later because it's got a date timestamp on it. Like your managers and stuff are still keeping track of that, y'all.
Yes.
And they were like, oh man. I was like, yeah. I was like, just don't do it. Or don't be friends with those people.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, if you absolutely have to post it.
If you just have to. Jesus Christ.
I know. Well, they can't control themselves, Like they have
just like post it on Snapchat and you don't have any work friends.
Oh no, apparently the newest thing that I found out while I was in there is that someone is standing behind them because I guess somebody at the school had gotten in trouble for something that was posted on Snapchat because someone stood behind because if you take a screenshot with your phone, it tells you. Yes. But I guess someone else is using another phone, the burner phone, to get the screenshot of the phone on Snap and then reporting it.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't this getting a little crazy? How about y'all stay in your own lane?
Exactly.
Stay in your own lane. It will all come out in the wash. Like, don't worry about it. If it doesn't concern you, don't worry about it.
Yes.
Stop being a bunch of little narcs, man.
Right. Live your life.
Exactly.
Mind your own business.
Or come over and I will punch you in the face for a fee, and then you will
realize. Bring your parents.
Yes, bring your parents because they taught you not to stay in your own lane either, little marks. And listen, money making opportunities. Yeah. It's called adaptability training. We're offering it for a limited time and special pricing. Esther and I will teach you to be adaptable. Wink, wink.
Winks.
You will have a perfect alibi, and it will show on your face. Yeah. Trust. Trust.
Yes. Which one should we talk about next?
Maybe as we transition into that, we can talk about people who need to be punched in the face
dicks.
for leaving crappy tips.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot to say about this, don't you?
Definitely working. I think everybody in the service industry definitely does, because it is shitty. Like, they pay you $2.15 an hour and then expect everything to come from tips. And it's like, bruh, no. Because people don't tip. Even, like, 18% is shitty.
I agree.
Like, people don't always tip 20%. And then people don't, I don't know if, like, people just don't know. Like, I understand that service is a part of it, but it's also how you're acting to the server, too.
Oh,
like,
I agree.
It goes both ways on that shit. Yeah.
I think some of it is people honestly are ignorant in general.
It's like, you don't understand how you think they're making minimum wage, but they're not even kind of making that shit.
At all.
Like, they make mostly on average in years like 21.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. Well, I know, like, I've been out to dinner with, like, my husband, and he gets the calculator out, and I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, and it's not because he, like, can't do math, but it's like, well, I'm trying to, like, 20%, and I'm just like, dude, like, give it to me. I was like, we just round up, man. We round up. Give them more. And I always... Even if the service is bad, you're still going to get probably 20%, just because I think one time in my life in the service was horrible. Mm-hmm. Did I tip less than that? I still left a tip. I've never not left a tip. But I've watched him sometimes, and I'm like, what do you, like, stop it. That's not enough. And, like, I have to go behind him sometimes and leave more, because it's not, he doesn't get it. Ugh. And then I, like, cringe sometimes. I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm, like, always that person who, like, brings extra cash
so
to, like,
you could
throw
just, like,
on the table.
Yeah.
Yes. And, like, he'll get up first, and I'm, like, chucking cash. And I'm like, oh, why? Like, stop being so cheap. Like, did you inhale your meal? Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know. I can't stand that.
It's awful.
Like, I have a family full of, like, my mom is really good and my dad is really good. But, like, my younger brother, I always am like, hey, come up out of your pocket, bro. Like, he's like, oh, well, and I was like, no. He was like, oh, it wasn't seasoned right. I was like, and she didn't make it.
Exactly.
I was like, did she deliver it with a smile?
The cooks are gonna get half of her fucking tip anyways.
I was like,
whether you tip her $1 or like 20, they're gonna get, like, some restaurants, you tip the fucking hostess and the chefs out. And yourself. No. And, like, if you leave $3 fucking, that bitch ain't gonna make shit.
I guess my question is, too, so as a server, there's some places where you can make a decent buck.
Right.
And then there's others where, like, let's say you work at, like, a Waffle House or something. How are you even making a living wage?
Because, like, 3 people can eat for $20.
Right.
And that's
so, I mean, and essentially, what, $20? That's a $4 tip, realistically.
You have to,
maybe
like,
$5 if you're lucky.
It's like the weekends are your night, though. Like, that's the only time you can make money. But that's with every restaurant. The weekends are the money makers. But it's just, like, so crazy because people, even at Waffle House, some people feel like they don't have to, like, really tip well at places like that because they're, like, just they're not a nice restaurant or anything like that. So they'll shit out on a tip too.
Ugh.
Or, like, places like Olive Garden, because Ashley used to work at Olive Garden. People would just, like...
That explains everything, why she loves it.
She just loves it.
I know.
She's going to be so pissed when she hears it. She's like, this bitch brought up me and Olive Garden. Like,
sorry, Ashley.
But, yeah, people would leave shitty tips or not leave anything. Or when they do the service members eat free, like, they won't even leave a tip.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's crappy. And I guess I do think people get confused when they get, like, a discount or something gets taken off, that you're still supposed to tip on the original price.
Amount, yeah.
I don't think people understand that.
No.
I'm sure there's articles out there, but I don't think people are going to actually look them up. Most people are lazy like that. In all of your years of service, though, have you been able to kind of tell when you get assigned a table whether or not, is there a stereotypical, oh, hell, this person is going to be a crappy tipper? I just kind of know it.
I've actually only worked in one spot that actually was doing where I got the tips myself. Because then I worked out at the landings, and you have to, it's already 18%.
Oh, okay.
No matter what. Well, I worked at I worked at fast food, so I didn't get, like, tips. But there was one restaurant. It was a Japanese restaurant. It was so, like, it wasn't that great. It wasn't a great Japanese restaurant. But I worked there, and it was, like, in a college town, too. It was in Statesboro. So I already knew if I got a college kid, like, I'm not going to get any fucking money either.
Yeah,
like, bitch, we both broke. And
right.
the prices are cheap here because this place is shitty. So I ain't going to get shit. But if, like, people are out on dates and stuff, they want to be a little flashier. Well. So it's like, oh, and then you give them more attention. They're like,
nice.
Or, like, older white dudes will
typically tip more.
More if you're a girl.
This is, dude, probably not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure dude servers don't get shit from other dudes, or, like, especially black servers.
Oh, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
I guess I just tip across the board.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
and I will just judge their server by looks, and it's like, fuck you.
That's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they'll tip more. Of course, you get tipped more if you're a hotter girl and stuff like that. But I don't know if it really goes towards men that way.
I think, well,
unless
I don't know.
It's an older lady and she's like, I had this sweet hot server.
Maybe. I mean, I'm telling you, like, there have been times where I've had a really, like, a waitress or a waiter who has just been super friendly or just super, I don't know, open. Like, you could tell, like, even when I had one who just, you could tell that day was just probably, like, the worst day that they were having. And I will sometimes, like, I had a $30 bill one time and I threw a 20 on it. And I said, hope you have a better day. Yeah. Like, you know, hope your day's great or something like that. Like, I always try to, like, kind of pay it forward. Right. And that way when I can. And especially if I'm dining with, when my kids were little, oh my God.
Oh my God, those are the worst shits because those kids blow it up.
Well, see, now I was always really conscientious about that. And, like, when I used to take my kids out when they were little, because I had the 3 kids under the age of 4. Right. So when we used to take them out to eat at that age range, we would just be like, listen, we're going to order them first, you know, bring their stuff out when it comes out and bring a box with it. Just because this could go downhill at any moment. Exactly. So, you know, just that.
We got to run.
Right. And so, and I was always really conscientious of, like, I was a good diner like that. I like, and my kids just, you know, whatever works best for you. But we didn't have, like, when I was raising them, like, I'm sure as hell wasn't going to give a kid a smartphone. That shit cost a ton of money.
Exactly.
Like, so they never got one. So my kids learned to, like, just sit still and quiet and, like, you know, be patient. So they do eat really well. Like, people, I can go out to eat with my kids, with adults, and people come up to me all the time and are like, "Oh my God, your kids are so well behaved."
You don't see that anymore,
right? You
people
don't
let their kids run buck wild.
And if you do, trust and believe, I'm sticking that foot out. I am, and I'm gonna trip your kid because I need you to get your kid under control. It's not the time or the place.
Or the kids are just on the phone, like, not even engaging, and like the parents are on the phone too. Skills. So it's like, meh.
I used to work though I used to work at a Coney. A Coney, do you know what a Coney is?
A hot dog?
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so in Michigan we have in Michigan we have these things called, like, Conies. They kind of like they're like restaurants, but so they're kind of like diners is how I would, like, you know, compare them to. Right. And there was this one Coney, and it was owned by this she was Cully. She might have been Korean, actually. She was Korean, and she was married to her husband, who was white. And
of course.
They were former military.
And, of course.
Yes. And so was it Chong's Coney? I want to say that was her name, because I can't remember the name of it, but it's because it's changed names like 1,000 times. I bet. And it was in this really small town or whatever. And it was, like, super small. But I worked there, like, breakfast and lunch. So, like, all of the construction guys would come in. And they would order, like, basically pots of coffee all the time. And then, like, the food was cheap. So it was kind of like a Waffle House / diner or whatever. Right. there was this one group of guys who would like leave just change for a tip. And I would be like, after I done filled their coffee cups about 38 times, I would just be like, and I would be over at their table more than any other table. Yep. And I'll never forget one day she asked me, she said, are they tipping you well? And I said, no. I said, well, last time they left me 72 cents, which is better than the 58 cents they left the time before. She said, you got to be kidding me. And she said, so she came out and she yelled at them.
She's Korean.
Oh, yes, she totally is. She went all Korean mama on them and was like, you not eat here anymore if you don't tip. Shit. And she was like, and I need to see your money right now. You show me tip. And she was like, I don't make you nothing. And I was like, yes. And I just stood there, and it was they're looking at me like I told my mom on them, and I was like so. And I'm just doing the shoulder shrug, like I was like, I didn't, but y'all do need to tip better. I was like, and they just home. They were laughing, but they sure did come out their pocket. I got a way better. And then after that day was my best set of tips ever because the whole place was scared of her.
Right?
They were
like,
not playing. She was about to pay, like hurt all of us. I was like. Oh, it was great, but she ended up selling the place, and I ended up moving on. But it was, I mean, that was a fun little job when I was like 18. But I'll never forget that though, because I was like, hell, and then she just went out there and she was like, oh no, we not having that,
right? Motherfuckers.
That's so sweet.
That's how it should be, though.
I mean, it really should be like that.
I mean, you're not making shit hourly.
Right.
Your life depends on tips.
No,
like
I mean, I was getting paid like $2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
$2 an hour plus tips, and it's like, no, I don't want
my
75 fucking cents.
Well, and then it was like in pennies and stuff. I mean, it was whatever. You could tell it was like, whatever they had in like their truck and in their pocket, like in that little chain. And I was like, you bunch of dicks, right?
And that's the worst, when you pay attention to a table, especially a big party, and they leave you shit, and it's like, bruh.
I mean, come on.
Don't fucking come back. Don't come, and then.
But they would come like almost every day.
Exactly. How do you come back to an establishment where you cheat a tip
and
keep coming back? No fucks given. Like, you think I'm not going to fuck with your food, motherfucker?
I never
I know
did.
you. If I see your ass again, like, bruh. Psh.
I mean, I wanted to.
You probably,
I tried.
You probably couldn't, because, like,
well, of course,
if
it was
a
so
diner
small.
area, yeah. But it's like, no, you can't keep coming back to an establishment and fucking with the servers and not tipping and shit, and then like think that your food's gonna be great.
Well,
or that your service is gonna be great either.
Well, it kept consistently I mean, the first few days that was really nice, and I'm still nice, but it was kind of, I just kept getting shorter. Like they would be like, Rachel, I need coffee, and I'd be like, I know you need a lot of things, and you're gonna have to wait. Like I just was kind of like. Speaking of, actually, if I had ever had to go back into like waiting or any of that, I would want to go work at one of those where you get to be rude to the.
Oh man, those are so crazy.
I think, and people pay you to be rude like that. Rude. I missed my calling. Like I could totally bring people food and like cuss people out. Like this is so easy. Now shove it in your mouth and shut up.
Exactly.
Like don't ask me for ketchup. I don't give a damn. You don't. We don't carry ketchup here, and even if we did, I would just not give you any. Yeah. Next,
motherfucker. But we would need tipping if they would actually pay correctly.
Correct.
Like overseas. Like nobody else has tipping.
Well, you know what's funny though? So have you been overseas? Well, yeah, of course you've been to Korea, right? No. Well, okay. So just when you were a kid, right? No?
No, I've never been out of the country.
I thought you... Okay, well,
no,
my bad.
They kind of stopped all that shit after I was born.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Because my brother was born in Germany and shit, but then, like, after, like, they actually split up, they were like...
That's fine. You and I will take a trip to Korea then. Let's go. But when I went to Europe to visit, like, my dad was stationed over there, but it was after I graduated, my mom was like, you need to take money with you into the bathroom. And I said, what for? And she's like, we have to tip.
Attendance?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. I'll tip a bathroom attendant all day, every day. Because those were the cleanest bathrooms I have ever been in. And unlike our nasty ass stuff, I was like, so I will do that all day, every day. So they tip for different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which gets me to my next little tangent. What is up with people putting up tip jars in just random places?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, I have gone into, was I in an auto body shop not too long ago, and there was a tip jar up in there?
What the fuck am I tipping you for? If I gotta pay for something, like, all that shit's in there, right?
Right. So there's
like
tip
labor.
jar. I mean, okay, we tip our baristas, which, oh my God, I'm going to get hate mail. I just paid $8 for an overpriced coffee. Mm-hmm. I'm throwing my change in there. Sorry. And I'm not being I'm gonna be a dick. I'm just gonna be a dick.
They actually get paid.
That was my other argument.
Yeah, they're not
they actually get paid more money to do what they're doing. So you got my change.
I'll tip $2 because that's on the app.
So you just paid $10 for your coffee?
Well, 2 went to the person.
Hell no.
That is why was 8, but 2 went to the person.
Okay,
Theon
so and in my defense, all right, well then support Theon. I totally get it. But in my defense, like before everyone sends like me hate mail about what a dick I am, which is facts. I mean, go ahead, send the hate mail. If it says Rachel's a dick, it's facts.
Tips, though,
well, I mostly drink out of my Keurig at home, so it's very rare that I go out and actually get a coffee. Exactly. And some days I'm feeling quite generous, and I'll pay it forward, and I'll put some money in that jar. But I don't do it because I'm like, hey. It's more like, I'm feeling pressured. I'll put this money in here. So, like, and then we tip, like, I don't mind tipping my hairstylist. She keeps me looking fly. I think that you have, that's so important, that piece.
People don't tip, like, nail techs and hair salons.
Right.
And you go the fuck back. Like, how do you not think your shit's not going to be fucked up?
I've always tipped my nail tech.
I always tip that bitch, like, over. I'm
me
like,
too.
Thanks. Don't fuck up my hair next time.
Like, I'm trying to think of where else I've seen like random tip jars. I've seen them at like regular fast food joints.
I have kind of seen that, and I was like,
and I'm like,
no.
What's up with that? Like, that's like a bad management call. And 2, chances are you probably are effing up my order because we all know how this goes down. So let me tip you to screw up some stuff. No. And last time I checked, your service was shitty.
Exactly.
So just not going to get a no there. No. I mean, like, honestly, I feel like we're just so reliant on tips at this point. Like so, and then the car wash, like, I don't mind tipping at the car wash. Okay. I'll tip there.
I've never actually had someone wash my car. I would do it though, because someone manually washes it.
No, they've got a tip jar up at the one where you like pay like the machine to do it, but then they like take the broom and scrub the front of it.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of fucking place are you going to?
Listen, I don't want to. Okay, so I'm a lazy shit when it comes to washing my car. If I have cash, I put it in there. But if I don't,
through this machine, you ain't did shit.
I mean, I don't always tip, but I try to tip.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not throwing you like, unless you get love bug season, I did give that guy a 5 because he hella scrubbed my windshield because I had driven all over Georgia that day and I was like, I'm going to need you to get this. So he did work for that 5. But I mean, no, other than that.
I've never been to a car wash like that. So.
Haven't you? I mean, because, all right, so the one where you have to get out of your, like, I just don't, I'm lazy. I don't want to get out. I don't want to get out because, okay, when I get out, though, I got to drag the 14 work bags that I got with me, like my 2 cups. Like, I mean.
I've never been to those, like, detailed shit. Like, I'll wash my own car. Like, I'll go up to the service and.
What? I haven't done that since, like. I swear to God, I haven't done that since like 2001. Like, I promise you, I don't even know how to do that anymore. Like, I don't think I've ever. No, I don't think I've ever done that. Like, those bays. Okay, let me tell you. I think the last time I did that, like, I think I'd seen like a scary movie where someone got murdered in that. Like, and that was the last time I did it, and I was done. So no, I don't want to get out of the car. Well, okay, and then on a side note. When the F did car washes become $15 or $20 to put your shit through a machine?
Right.
So back in the day, I used to, okay, oh my God, I'm about to admit something so damn shady. I don't care. They sold it, so whatever. So back in the day when I was a petroleum distribution engineer.
I love when you say that.
Because I didn't make very much money either. And this was like my third job because I also...
Did you have a tip jar?
No, I made my own tips. I'm going to tell you how I did that.
Oh, snap.
But I did work a second job as a bartender at a hole-in-the-wall bar, and we'd served like 75-cent drafts. So my tips were shit because these fools would be drunk as hell.
Right. They wouldn't
and then I would have to be like the bouncer, the bartender, and like the bar wench all at the same time. No, I'm dead serious. Like, I got some stories about that place, but this is neither time nor place. But back to my petroleum distribution engineering tip scheme. So we used to have a car wash, and if you got gas, you could get like $1, $2 off this car wash. The max price for the premium car wash, which by the way is the same shit that they're using in the like one where they, you just get on the roller and it rolls your car through, was $7. $7, people. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Not no $15 or $20. It's not doing anything different today than it did then. Okay, I'm just saying the technology is not like it's the same shit. But it was $7. That's inflation for you though, and our wages are stagnant.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother day. Sorry. Diverting focus. So people would come in and they would be like, "Oh man, my code didn't work," and I was like, "Oh okay, that shit happens." So I'd print them out another code. So then this kid, Ricky, and I, who was equally as scheming as I was, one day decided that, we don't really get paid that much. And, well, perhaps we could make a little bit of money off from this. So sometimes people, because this is before, oh my God, I'm going to jail. All right, there's a statute of limitations, I think, on this. And I will not disclose where I worked at this, so don't ask. Anyway, so this is before like card swipe readers. Yes, I'm old. Plus the guy, they actually used to have to come in if they wanted to use a credit card. The guy who owned the place wouldn't put them in yet. They didn't install them in the pumps yet. So if you came in to pay with a credit card, we actually had like that machine where you would take the imprint of the credit card.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what's up. All right, just so you know what we're dealing with. So pretty much everything was done in cash.
Right.
Okay, so Ricky and I decided that we should just print out some and just hold them and then just sell them like for cash and then just pocket it because, you got free. They could never kept track of how many you could print out. We used to have to print out the codes anyway. So Ricky and I would print out some and then that's how we rolled home with tips.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Ricky and I some days rolled home with a couple $100 in tips.
Oh, goddamn.
Listen, then there was, boy, this is not, well, maybe these fall into my perfect alibi. We never got caught. We just managed to get it, I mean, we did what we had to do.
Exactly.
It wasn't, and every day we would be like, all right, not this many. Like,
pull back.
But, right.
We're doing too much. We're doing too much right now.
Because, I mean, really, did 200 people wash their cars today? I was like, it was a little cloudy. I was like, shit, somebody pressed the button too many times. I was like, I don't know. I was like, we got to be smarter about this, But, I mean, sunny days, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We could easily walk home with like an extra 150.
Sometimes, especially when you don't make that much money, and that's unfortunate.
I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I feel bad now-ish. I don't feel that bad. I'm terrible. But when I worked at Sonic, oh my God, I really don't believe in theft. Like, I need to really disclose this as I say the next thing. Theft is bad and you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But there was one time, a handful of times, that there were a few of us who discovered that if you were able, when you were working the drive-thru, the you'd put in the order and it would pop up and the kitchen would start making it.
Right.
This is before the credit card scheme as well. And so they would start making the burgers and stuff.
Right.
And then if you just hit cancel after someone's already paid, makes your drawer a little over. So there were a few of us who might do that a few times a night because we did get some tips at Sonic. And you know, it wasn't every night. Maybe it was just a few times. Like you're a little short on gas. You need maybe $20. You'd be all right. That's 2 brown bag specials, man, on Tuesday. You'll be okay. I mean, that's it. But apparently someone got a little crazy. It wasn't me. Crazy to the tune of an entire case of burgers was being shown that it was like sold, but
there was no money behind it.
No. So the owner assumed someone, because it was around graduation,
someone
that
just jacked a whole thing of burgers.
And I remember the 3 of us who were in on it were like, hey, yo, we better quit.
Right.
Like,
chill.
Chill. Right. And I was just like, dog, do you know how many burgers are in a case? And I was like, I think that's like 500 burgers.
I was about to say, it depends on how it's stacked up.
I think it was like 500 burgers.
Holy shit.
So he was, because they were like, I don't know, this is like my senior year. So there had to have been like 7 or 8 of us graduating that year. So he's like, he set us all down.
He's like
which
the one of you hoes?
The entire, well, and he didn't look at me because I had like, my family, like my mom never threw any parties for me or none of that shit. He knew that my family too was leaving the day after I graduated. Exactly. So clearly there wasn't a party for my ass. Like they got in a U-Haul and left me. So he was like not worried about me, but he's looking at like the other 3 suspects, the main ones. And he was like, you know, and 2 of them were in on it, but they were like, oh, sir, it wasn't us. Like, we didn't have a party. Like, and somebody was like, man, I don't even know if I graduated. I was so waiting. I was like, this is bad.
Gotta sell it.
This is bad. This is real bad, Michael Jackson. I was like, Yeah, so we had to pull off from that. But we had our alibis covered.
That's what matters.
Covered for each other.
Do you think anybody collects the little Sonic toys?
God, I hope
There's
not.
There's got to be someone out there.
Oh, I'm sure there is. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're that person, they're not worth shit. Like, no one is out there going on eBay looking for those because
like the
wacky
toys.
Pack meals they get the wackest toys.
They do.
We have always got the
Sonic
wackest
was
toy.
The worst place to get a kid's meal.
I got one though the other day for my kids, and they had like magnets in them, and I was like, oh, well, I'll actually use these. I mean, they're cute, but like, I mean, other than that, it's not. I was excited to get these weird looking magnets. I mean, it's like a coney dog doing a dance. Yeah. I mean, it's like this giant hot dog magnet on my like fridge, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take a hot dog magnet.
McDonald's always had the best one.
McDonald's did, and I do know people who actually have collected them. Yeah. Yes. So my grandma had, I remember being a kid, like some old school McDonald's like Happy Meal toys that she wouldn't let us play with actually because they were like, she was like, these are collector's editions. And I was like, oh my God, how do we know? Yeah, so remember back in the day they used to release like the cups, the collector's cups, and then they did, I think they did the collector's Barbies, if I remember correctly. And I think that they were the Barbies. Yeah, it's weird.
There's people that collect Barbies and creepy dolls. Those like Russian little...
Hold on. Are you talking about the Russian like nesting dolls?
Nesting dolls,
I love those. Oh, yeah. I have like 2.
Collecting? Oh,
I might.
Oh, she's already started.
I might now. I might get all of the creepy ones and display them out, and like they'll all stare at Esther, and I'll like undo them in front of her, and then turn all their eyes, and then put them back in to stare at you.
Well, like dolls in general is creepy. Like if you are an adult and you have like 20 dolls.
First off, you're an adult and you have a doll. Period.
Well, I mean, maybe a doll because you might have got that from your grandma or something like that.
Where is it? For what?
To give it to
for grandma to die so you can put it up?
To pass it down, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so I have some dolls that have been passed down.
Exactly.
Guess where they're at?
Storage.
In a box in my garage, so they can't be creeping people out.
They're in your garage. That's still creepy. They could just creak in real quick.
Listen, they're not. They're like on the bottom box, underneath all the boxes. If these dolls manage to get out, like they're coming to kill me. Like and I might as well just take it. Like, I'm not even going to fight them. I'm going to be like, well, clearly you are on a mission. And I have been really bad. Was it that comment I said about tripping those kids in the restaurant? Because I don't feel bad about it.
Those dolls are just going to come out.
They're just like, yes. Naomi has one that my mom bought her when she was like a baby. Aww. And my mom is like so upset that she doesn't want to like she never wanted to play with it. But it has like red hair and like green eyes and like it's in this green outfit, and Naomi's like, Mom, it creeps me out. Like, and so I've like had to put it up in her closet ever since then. But every time like when like Naomi was little, my mom would come to visit and she'd be like, where's that doll? And I was like, it's somewhere around here. Well, get it out so she can play with it. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I'll just get distracted and I'll be like, oh, what? Look, squirrel. Like, you know, I was like, what's that over there? And then I'll distract her, you know?
I had a Stacy doll that had red hair and the star on her cheek. And then I went to live with my mom. And she made me throw that shit away because she said it looked like devil shit. I was like, oh, snap.
And there it is.
Because my mom, she was super religious. She kind of laid back a little bit. And then now she's like full-blown fucking crazy religious Korean shit. So
she's not listening to our podcast.
Fuck no. She ain't gonna listen to shit that I do. She ain't gonna listen to shit that I do.
Not. She's collecting crosses.
That's fine.
Instead.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bibles.
Crosses and crazy shit.
So, I think the weirdest thing I've ever met somebody collect was they collected like the bottle caps. Mm-hmm. And they had a bunch of
the Coca-Cola one.
No, so they did have a collection of those, but they were the Sprite caps with like the codes on them.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "What are you gonna like? Did you use them all?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "So
now what?
I'm gonna do something with them." I said, "What?"
Nothing.
Right.
They're gonna pass away, and their kids are gonna throw that shit in the garbage.
So at what point do we determine when it goes from collecting to
just
hoarding?
Crazy? Oh, that's like the dude that collects his own lint.
What?
What did I say? He has 27 grams or something like that of his own lint.
Okay, here's what I want to know. At what point did he pull the lint out of his belly button and think, you know what? I got to keep this stuff.
Keep the sheet.
He's like, I just have to keep it. What? You looked at it?
Yes. Why would I not? Why would I not, Rachel?
I cannot.
Come on. It doesn't. It just looks like
I don't really
out the dryer lint.
I know, but here's my thing. Do you think he purposely wears like clothes to build up the lint? I bet he does. I bet his ass does. I bet
he put
like
stuff in there to see what would grow.
Oh, I bet.
A little incubator.
I bet he does. I bet he does. Because he probably got like a Guinness Book of World Records or something for like the weirdest shit that like whatever weirdo
for the most lint.
For being the biggest
liquor.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Lint liquor. I'm done. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. Now I'm like picturing someone like getting
just intimate with his lint.
Oh my God. You know what? If this guy ever gets married, like he's gonna have to full disclosure that. I bet like it's like insured or something.
You know it is.
If you're an insurance, I bet you that would be a random ass cool job. Like to be an insurance like person to get that phone call, be like, I would like to insure my belly button lint.
It's in the World's Guinness Book of
Records. If you got a phone call like that and someone's like, so I've been collecting my toenail clippings for the past 25 years and I would like to insure.
That's another thing someone has. Yeah, they have like,
is it theirs or other people's?
Oh, you know what? I didn't read that.
Oh, so God, gross.
That's interesting. It's probably a mixture. Like people that collect celebrity hair. That's actually worth money, though.
Do they pluck these hairs from their heads?
They just end up online. Like you could buy celebrity hair online.
Do you think celebrities sell their own hair? Like if you're
like in the back end,
if you're
it's
like
really
a
them.
B list,
maybe.
B, C, man, I'll tell you what, I got a lot of damn hair, and I lose a shit ton of hair
for like $10,000.
Listen, I'll sell you a strand of my hair for like $5. I got a lot of hair. I'll even autograph it on a sticky note. Like $5. You can get that shit for $5. It'll only cost me
clippings.
Right, and 50 cents to mail that shit. Like I'll even pay for postage. So I'll make $4.50 off that mug.
For the toenail clippings, do you only want the big toe or do you want all the toes?
Okay, but I don't know because
I looked at it and they looked like only big toes because they were long.
I mean, I would hope so, but like hold on.
Wise.
If you were to collect toenail clippings from me, I have. First off, I'm a little offended. I'm
not even going to collect my own toenail clippings.
No. But I'm just saying, because I have a barely existing pinky toenail, wouldn't that one be worth more if you got a clipping from that?
From that one?
Because
like, oh my God, it magically grew enough for you.
Legit, correct, to snip just a sliver of it.
If you become a celebrity, that's the shit you sell. That one slither.
Oh my God. I'm going to.
That never grows.
Yes, because it's legit. Like my little one pinky toenail is so sad. I mean, both of them are. Like they're very tiny. Like even when I go in to get a pedicure, they're like, oh. Like they do. They make the oh.
I think they do that for Rhonda too.
Because does she have a small one too?
Yeah, she does have
I think mine is smaller though. Because I think we've gone and gotten pedicures together, and mine is like teeny tiny. Like I'll show you this mug. It is teeny tiny. Maybe we'll take a picture of it and post it
for all you freaks.
Oh, correct. To I
want to pay $5 for this toenail clipping.
No. But it's not the toenail clipping. That's gonna be more because it's a commodity because it doesn't grow very often.
Oh, that's true.
The
what
hair.
Is that, like $20?
Oh, maybe. I mean, yeah, shit, I'm $20. Shit, I got 3 kids. How do you think I'm gonna pay for it? Like, well, I got 1 in braces. The dentist said there's probably gonna be another 2, and I said, hold the front door with the second one. He was like, well, the laterals. I said, you mean these? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, look, he's got my teeth. Look at my teeth. And he's like, well, yeah, yours are fine. I said, right, so his will be fine.
You can be like my mom and only give one motherfucker braces and
How
say
did she
fuck you to the
that?
rest.
How did she determine that shit?
I honestly don't know, but my sister got braces and the retainer and her.
Well, why didn't your sister share the retainer or something? Everyone could have worn like the mouth gear or whatever.
Me and my brother have the same 2 front teeth that rope in. And I guess my sister's teeth were just more fucked up. And she was like, guess what, hoes? You're all going to sacrifice your shit.
I said mouth gear, and that reminded me. I don't think I've seen my daughter with her mouth gear in for a while. So I think I'm about to go home and pull a Vivica and find out where this mouth gear is and get the perfect, whatever. Because I need to know.
Because my sister just stopped wearing her retainer for a while. And then she had to go back and get fitted for another one.
Oh, no. I already told these kids, I said, I'm only paying for one set. I said, if you jack your teeth up after that, guess whose money it is? Yours. You're just going to walk around with some British type teeth from 1970s. Right. We all know what I'm talking about. Or you're just going to end up with some wooden chompers.
George Washington.
Yeah, some George Washington wooden teeth. I was like, because I am not paying for a damn thing after that.
There's probably someone out there that collects teeth.
Okay, so I have a confession.
Oh shit, it's Rachel. We found the motherfucker.
I actually...
You have the baby teeth?
Yeah,
and more.
Yeah.
What? You like your teeth?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
does that mean your mom kept it or you kept them?
Well, sort of. Okay, so I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and they were 3 of them were impacted and 1 wasn't.
Oof.
But I didn't go under. I didn't get in the gas or whatever, or the IV because, I had to pay for it myself, and it was an extra $1,000. And I, was 19, 20 years old and had to pay for my own insurance, and that was just I was not coming out of pocket. No. So I'm a hardcore thug like that, and I just did straight up Novocaine. Yeah, that's how I roll. I
did that. My teeth were crushed out because they were all out. So I didn't have any.
Oh, you didn't.
Impact. So all mine were out.
No,
they
so
were
they
like,
had
hey,
to
bitch,
get.
Come now.
So that's why I have.
Okay.
I have a few wisdom teeth.
Okay.
And I asked to keep them because I thought that they were cool looking, and I fully intended to make them into some sort of jewelry at some point.
You are crazy. This bitch is crazy.
I thought it would be kind of interesting.
On some tribal shit right now. You just went, this is the teeth of my enemy.
In my defense, this was like 20 years ago almost, and I still have them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Rachel your teeth.
Oh my God. Maybe.
She wants to make
I might
shit
make
out
it a
of
headband
them.
out of it.
This bitch is the real life tooth fairy. You won't get paid for it, but.
No. I might make a headband out of your teeth. Although I only want them if they're a certain shade. Don't send me your brown doo-doo teeth. I don't want those. I need them to be mostly white.
Nice.
Mostly white chompers.
So you have your kids' teeth?
Yo, yeah. So I still have. Oh my God, they can never listen to this. Not warning. I don't know why the hell you would let your kids listen to this, but if you are, whatever, that's cool, I guess. But I'm about to spoiler alert. Okay, we're about to talk about the tooth fairy.
Let's do it.
The tooth fairy. So our tooth fairy is she starts off with the best intentions, sets a reminder, and then, life happens.
Right.
So our tooth fairy has had to write some pretty sad notes.
I owe you.
No, notes. It's like, oh man, I came to get your tooth, but I saw that you left the dog in your room, and the dog scares me. Not true. The dog always sleeps in my room. Or I came to get your tooth, but it was Halloween, and the ghouls got me.
Yeah.
No. I came to get your tooth 2 weeks ago, but it fell behind your pillow, and I just now found it. I came to get your tooth, but I never have cash on me, and frankly, that's why you got this bag of change.
Even better.
Yeah, so, and the tooth fairy is never consistent. So there have been times where, I don't know what to do with them. Mm-hmm. So, when I collect the teeth, I kind of just throw them all into this one drawer. And so at first I was labeling them, and then I was like, what the hell am I going to do with these things? And now I'm like, oh, well, now I've got them. And they're they're little baby teeth. And now they got these big teeth and that don't fit into their mouth with these. And they've got, and I look at sometimes when I clean out that drawer, which is in a rare blue moon, I see their little baby teeth and I think, oh, they were so sweet. This is back when they didn't talk back and not to, and didn't want to get throat punched. They wanted to, and they didn't care, about I don't know, all this other stuff. So I'm struggling. But maybe I'll make it into a bracelet. I don't know, a headband, whatever.
Oh, you creep.
Teeth freaky. Are really hard. So I get it. Listen, I need to Google what people do with teeth and do something with it.
You know it's out there. You
know.
Make a little nice.
I have necklace. Enough baby teeth that I bet I can make you a pair of earrings.
No. Do you want your baby your kids' baby teeth?
Why not? They love Auntie Esther. It's gonna be a gift from them to you. Dan, you want a pair too?
Yeah, get them some studded ones.
Now listen, they're little, so I might have to put some together. It'll be like a combined carrot. It'll be 4 little teeth.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
And listen, gross. I'm saying,
creepy.
A little bit. I am creepy. Well, is it okay? So, but they're my own. I'm not asking for other people's. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What about people who collect things that are clearly meant for kids, but are now they're super grown?
I think everything anything toyish.
All right, so if you're
action figures.
If you're a 55-year-old man and you're collecting Pokemon cards.
What? How?
I mean, you go buy them just like any other weirdo kid.
I don't know. Shake my head at that. I used to have a binder. Oh, man. That shit was...
Of course you did.
Fresh... Whatever. I'm not even gonna like have to. I don't even have to explain myself, okay, motherfucker. And like my boyfriend at the time had a fresh ass binder too. So
did you? Hold on. I just want to know if you got the better cards off from him though, didn't you?
Probably.
Good move, girl. That's all I needed to know.
All the hologram shit. I used to have X-Men cards, like the old X-Men cartoon.
Okay.
Me and David had those X-Men cards.
You know what I used to have?
What?
Garbage Pail Kid cards. Because I'm an old
bitch. That was
bitch.
a thing. What?
Hold on. Did you just think that was a joke? Like, she really didn't think that this shit existed. Her face was that.
Did you have any of those, Theon? Garbage. I did not know.
Are you kidding
I'm gonna
me?
have to Google.
Oh my God. Those are actually worth some money. Now your Pokemon cards. Whatever.
Bish.
But these Garbage Pail Kids, they're actually worth like some money.
Oh man, you should have kept some.
I totally should have. But they creeped my mom out, so she threw them all away. Because I was like, these things are the devil.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, Mom.
Why did Mom say that? It's like,
I don't know.
Whatever. This Mom house is the fucking devil. Like, Jesus.
I mean, I said it to Naomi not too long ago. So, like, I think it might be a mom
thing. Is it a
thing.
mom thing? It's like,
I mean, maybe Naomi just looked at me and just was like, oh, really, Mom? Like, you're going to say that? Like, that was her look.
Exactly.
And I was kind of like, well, first off, this is a non-judgment zone. Jesus doesn't judge.
Number one.
Right. And that is the devil. I was like, so there you go.
Or, like, people that collect, like, that have the Star Wars, all the Star Wars shit and big action movie stuff.
No.
That's dedication, man.
Right. What about
the
giant Lego, like, models?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so those are really cool to look at.
Those are cool to look at, but what the fuck? Why would I keep them?
Well, because they, like, glue them together. Like, you have to follow, like, first off, I went into, like, this Lego store when we were out somewhere. And it was really cool because they had, like, all the Legos separated like jelly beans. Why is everything food related? I'm hungry. And I was like, oh, how neat. And so then you can go. But then they had the models up where you could, like, buy the kits or whatever. Why
would I
are Legos, like, $200, like, these kits? And then, okay, so first of all, I have to follow instructions. I have to hope that I don't lose any of the pieces. And then I put it together and then...
Just to look at?
I mean, well, I guess some people decorate their houses with them. I mean, I don't know. It's not for me. I don't know. Unless it was really cool, then I might put one up and maybe put some teeth on it.
That's exactly what you should do.
Like a Viking castle.
Glue some fucking teeth and put some spikes up.
Oh my God. I need a Lego crown maybe with some teeth in it.
There we go.
Like my own like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. There we go.
I got it.
Wop.
But like if you were dating and some guy invited you over and you saw that he was into Lego models, is that... Because I feel like hobbies sometimes can take over someone's life and get really, really expensive.
I would want to know how much they put into the, like, how are you still buying this shit? Like, is this...
Well, because I know,
legit?
like, if this was going to be something where you would have to, like, hunt for, like, obscure models that you can no longer find, you got to go to, like, pawn shops and, like, get one or whatever. And, like, this is a serious thing that you got to, like, do on the weekends with your other Lego homies. Like, this is going to be an issue for me.
You'd have to find somebody that has that same passion, or maybe a passion with something else.
I just said that. I am terrible. Listen, girls can like Legos too. I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, and girls can like models. Girls can like all that stuff. But yeah, you got to find whoever fits your...
If we're not selling this though, like, why the fuck do we keep building these models?
No, like, I mean, people like legit get really into this. Like, I've watched, and I'll be honest, like, I've watched a few YouTube videos because it's very soothing watching
maybe I should look it up.
You probably should. Like, you can watch them do it in like fast motion because sometimes it takes some days to put it together, and it's really kind of cool to watch. But I'm like, oh,
that's too much.
My grandma collected like puzzles there for a while, and she did ceramics.
Yeah.
So like that was always a thing. But then she had all these ceramics, and she would like give them away, or sometimes she would hoard them for a long
that's
time.
the problem. Like with things like that, like you just have to hoard them and cling on to them, and then sometimes they're not going to be worth anything.
Right, but sometimes the sentimental value, I guess, is worth it to you. But I mean, I guess that's why they struggle though on like hoarding buried alive.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Well, because sometimes I watch that and I'm like, okay, listen, rats shitted on this newspaper that you didn't read in 4 years.
Right.
She's like, but there might be something in there I need. It's like the FOMO.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they got FOMO, like fear of missing out.
And they're just like,
like I gotta get this. Well, I collect teeth apparently, and then I have a problem with like purses.
Yeah, the seatbelt purses.
Yeah, I love my Harvey's seatbelt purses. Right, but I have like over 50 almost at this point.
You do? Oh my god, I didn't know you had so much.
All right, what did I say? 50? Yeah, I got about 50. But I mean, like, I probably should get rid of some that I haven't used in a long time. But then I always look at them and I'm like, but I will use you. Exactly. And I do like you. And I do share my purses with like my kids.
Maybe that's what they
So I guess I can kind of relate that with that piece. Like I have ones for different, like holidays and stuff. Like I'm super excited once like November hits so I can use my little Christmas tree purse because I'm like, yes. But I don't know. I mean, I'm struggling though to find room for them, not gonna lie, because like I cleaned out my closet today.
Yeah.
And
that's a lot. 50 is a lot.
Well, they're all up on like the top little wire shelf, but they're like stacked and stacked and stacked, and some are stacked in each other. And then like some fell on my head and I was like, we're running out of space here. And then I found one and I was like, I haven't seen you before, my lovely. Where should I take you next? And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, I haven't used you in a while. And I was like, I don't have enough arms. And then, and then I got distracted from the task at hand and I was like focused. But then while I was in there, I counted my shoes. How many pairs of shoes do you think you have?
I think I have like 10.
How many pairs of shoes do you think the average woman has?
Probably like 10 to 20, right? Because you need like those special shoes. You need shoes. You need like casual shit. Well, you have like 100.
Yeah. I have like 55 pairs of shoes. And I'm like,
you're like my sister.
How did this happen? And then I'm looking at all of them and I'm trying to like go through some that I need to donate. But then I'm like, I look at them and
you like them.
Right. And I'm like, but I will wear you.
Exactly.
But where and with when then I'm like, but I remember I bought you for this outfit. And then I was like, but I could totally buy another outfit to wear you with. And then like I cleaned out like a bunch of other clothes too. So apparently I'm collecting clothes, shoes, because I had to get rid of a bunch of clothes because they were no longer fitting in there. And I asked Nate if I could move part of my stuff into his closet or if he could just
he's
move.
Like this.
He did. No. He made the crazy face to me like, yeah, I already gave you the big closet. What the hell do you need my closet? I was like,
oh my gosh,
there's not enough space in here for my stuff. And he was like, then you need to get rid of stuff. And I did. Over the past like, I don't know, 4 months, I've gotten rid of like 3 or 4 big garbage bags of like stuff. So I mean, I'm doing it.
At least you are getting.
But I keep bringing more things in, and I don't think that that's how that's supposed to work. So I need to figure out how to control myself on Amazon.
See, and that's the problem too with online shopping. It's so fucking easy just to click, and then you got it. Well, and it's just like, psh,
well, I do a lot of drunk shopping. So like when I'm left unattended and I'm bored. I'm like, ooh, in my cart. Ooh, in my cart.
Yep.
But see, I share an account. I share my account. I need to be very specific here with my best friend because apparently, I don't know, I share all sorts of things. Like with her, my Sam's Club card, my Amazon account. She just doesn't really have. I asked her, I said, listen, I need it. I guess not. Well, that's pretty much her philosophy. I was like, I'm going to need you to bring something to this relationship. She was like, well, I could get a Costco card. I was like, yeah, that would be a great idea. I was like, but
we don't have one.
That was my point. I was like, if we get one here, you're paying for the Costco card. So, but she's forever in my cart. And she loves to send me pictures of shit that I put in my cart. And it's like, don't do it. What is this? This is hideous. Like, and I was like, first off, get out of my cart, heifer. Yeah. I was like, second off, I like that. Well, I had like this tie-dyed skirt that I was going to get. And she was like, what is this? Oh my God, why are you making that face? It was like, all right, whatever.
Tie-dye.
Well, it wasn't like tie-dye. It was like, I don't know. It was like an ombre. I don't know. It was cute. Anyway, obviously, I am not. They are. Whatever. It was neon. And I like bright things. But she was like, what is this? This is hideous. To get rid of it.
Maybe more people should do that. Like,
in
share
my cart?
an account. No.
Oh, like more people need to be in my cart and tell me like what's hideous and what's not.
There needs to be like viewers that look and see your cart and be like, bruh, do you really need this? Do you really, like, some people might need that voice.
Oh my God, I probably do need that.
And then they won't be such a crazy collector.
I mean, that's actually... Could we offer that service? You need to be in charge of that one. I'll just take care of the bookkeeping and the back
you'll
end.
be like, buy that bitch.
Right, I'm like,
if you don't, I will.
Right, exactly. I'm going to end up with like a shit ton of bills.
I didn't even know Amazon had this.
I'm like, oh my God, that is so amazing.
Oh, they're like, no. Rachel's like, do it.
Right.
The angel and the devil.
I know. See, Esther's like, so good. Because I'm like on there and I'm like, oh, I need this. And I'm like, what is, and then like shit arrives because I forget about it because I'll order stuff and I won't always do Prime.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't really care when it gets here.
Right.
And it'll come like 2-3 weeks later, like because it comes from China or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this and why did I buy this? And I'm like, oh, but it's great. I'm like, oh, I need to stop. What I'm collecting is debt.
Oh, exactly.
I would like to quit that.
Exactly. That's why you need to do something cheap like teeth and toenail clipping.
I'm staying away from the toenail clip. But I mean, I'll gladly keep collecting teeth and make like crowns.
Collect that tiny.
What if I collect enough teeth that I make like a suit of armor and sell it on eBay?
Oh my God.
Why are you making that crazy face? I don't know, but I'm telling you.
How much toofuses? Well, tell Rhonda to save her kids' teeth.
I'm about to go tell Remy. I'm going to be like, Remy, I need those baby teeth.
I need them.
Shave them. She'd be like, no, Auntie Crazy, get out of here.
No, Rhonda will probably keep them, so you're going to have to fight her for those baby teeth.
She's probably going to make a suit of armor, too.
She might. She'll probably make a fucking necklace, you creeps. You both can have a fucking teeth necklace.
Wow. You'll just be, listen, we told you we'd give you a pair of earrings.
No.
Listen, I want to find a way to incorporate teeth into my next gift to you, man. And you just are not going to be able to get it together.
Do it like a coffee cup so I could bring it other places. It'll be a great conversation starter.
Oh my gosh, I would love to make you like a smiley face made out of teeth on the coffee cup.
Freak.
Oh, I'm about to go to this make your own like ceramics place and put these teeth in this coffee cup.
People are gonna be like, what the fuck?
Good. Well, then they'll have a story to tell, won't they?
I wonder if they think it's real because it's October, so they'll be like, that bitch has fake teeth, right? Those are fake.
I'll be like, touch them. They'll be
touch
like,
them, bitch.
They'll be like, and then I'll be like, can we go to the back? They'll be like, no, we are not going to the back. You just brought some human teeth up in here. Especially if I put the big wisdom teeth in there. I mean, those things are like this long. Yeah. You know, like, they're like an inch and a half.
You crazy. They'll be like, no, ma'am, get out. Get out now.
I'll be like, I just need to use your oven. Show me how to use it. And teeth don't melt, right? Like, that'll be my next question. They'll be like, what? Bye.
Do they?
No, teeth don't melt.
They don't, right? Yeah.
No. Not because they only have to fire it for a little bit.
In the hottest,
isn't that how, like, to catch a murderer, or to catch a murderer?
Well, kind of.
Well, yeah.
Basically.
Right. Oh, good Lord. I think I drank too much tonight. I'm all over the place.
To catch a murderer. Well, yeah, you can't burn the body because it's never hot enough.
That's right.
Yeah,
unless you
there's
have
always, like, bone fragments.
The only time I've ever seen somebody get away with it on one of those shows is when they like happen to have like a cremation like oven.
Who has that though? Like the fucking mortuary dude.
I mean, pretty much. Maybe that's how you get away with it.
That's how you get away with murder.
Well,
you go to school.
No, I'm not doing all that. I think you just break into the place and burn the body.
But you broke in.
No, but do you really think those things are monitored?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends.
Small town mortuary?
Yeah, I guess not.
There you go. Done.
Here
you go, criminals. I just helped you.
Bam.
You didn't hear it here,
you did
and
not.
I didn't say
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that's what you should not do. You should not do any of that. In my defense, I don't know anything. Like, I legit don't know. I'm just making up crap. Like, I make up stuff all the time.
I collect baby teeth.
And I collect baby teeth. It's my... falling apart as we speak. Just falling apart.
Oh, I think we have satisfied
We've
our cards.
Satisfied something.
Found out that Rachel's fucking creepy.
Oh, Esther, I can't wait to give you your earrings and coffee mug.
Post a picture of that grossness.
Can't wait.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.